Hi.
Hello, neighbors. We are out here today at Liberty Statue House. Wait, what do we call it? Liberty
House.
Liberty House.
Corner House.
Liberty Corner House.
There we
Look
go.
at her. Doesn't she look beautiful?
Isn't she lovely and large? And this lights up. You'll see it someday. But we are on the corner. Well, y'all know where it is.
We're at the corner of Hornsby and Oakbrook.
Mm-hmm.
And happy first week of March.
I know.
Is this
Happy
the
first
week?
Tuesday.
This isn't the first week of spring, though, right?
No, not yet.
No. We're still not there. But it's blue skies. You know, Austin, when it decides to move past a cold front, it's like blue skies, sun, But those of you who were tuned in last week, you heard about how we discovered this house when we were out visiting with the famous foster dog Carson, now Tundra. He is in his new home across the street. And we discovered this house. And then last week, Beth and I visited Victoria Ross over on Covington.
That's right.
And learned about her house that she had the backyard and front yard remodeled by Seedlings.
That's right.
Which is the same company that did the house that we're going to explore today at Liberty Square. Corner. Liberty
it's
Corner.
so great. Huge pavers.
Okay, let me turn us around.
Hi, friends.
Hello, friends. We are here with our neighbor and homeowner, Miss Ellen.
Yes.
Ellen and Tom.
Yes.
How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Pizarric.
Oh, I was going to say Pizarrak, but
No.
that's not correct. Pizarric.
It's
Well,
very Midwestern.
I told Ellen today when I came up, I felt like I was meeting someone famous. You know, we all visit with our neighbors, and then when we meet them in person, we're like, I know you. I've had a relationship with you online. That's how it would happen with Biscuit Brothers sometimes. And we're here with Miss Daisy and Miss Betsy, who
That's
are
right. These are mine.
Miss
Oh, I
Beth's
know. Isn't it
babies.
exciting?
So we are going to explore. So I'm going to back
Betsy's
up.
already checking out the rocks.
Yes. So Ellen, tell us about Front Yard. Tell us about your journey.
Oh,
we've
boy.
we've unleashed this 6-week experience of
Biscuits and coffee, checking
biscuit
out
and
your-
coffee, exploring our front yard and backyard, our exterior entertainment area. So, how did you begin this process?
Well, so we bought this house, in 2017, I think, and we renovated the whole inside because it was a total mess at that time. And we finally kind of saved up some budget to really do the outside. And so it's really exciting because it's something that Tom and I were working towards, trying to do ourselves for a long time, but we just don't have the vision. We're both scientists. We don't have the artistic vision of like what to make of this blank canvas. And so we had Reese and her team from Seedlings come in, and they gave us this all-encompassing plan, which is just turning out to be so gorgeous. They're going to finish it out this spring here in the front.
Nice.
But here in the front, the first thing they did is put these huge Oklahoma stand-up limestone pavers, which I was told they would be between 3 and 5 feet. I mean, some of these things are...
They're monsters.
These are big,
And
yes.
they're beautiful colors. All the different
Look
colors.
at all of the variation in the stone here.
You
And
can
they
see
took
like
out a
river
tree.
ripples and...
Right? Didn't they take out a tree?
Yes.
And
Right
then they
here.
added the edging.
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
looks
we've been
great.
talking about edging
Yes.
and how
And
valuable
beautiful
that
lights.
is.
Yes, we had a whole light and irrigation system put in as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a light going onto Lady Liberty and some of these trees here. And we had all of this planted area put in. There was nothing here. Nothing would grow. The grass wouldn't grow. So we have some soft leaf yucca. I think these ones are French flower.
Ooh.
So these will be like a pinkish flower in the spring.
And they
Obviously-
helped you design that, like with stuff that would live in this area.
Yes. So they came with everything. We basically said, we don't have a plan. We don't have an idea. We're not super specific about what kind of plants we want or anything. This is the feel we want. And they came back with a great
That's
plant
awesome.
house.
And we've been talking about how oftentimes, with our mid-century houses that have lower ceilings, that sort of surrounding and edging your house with a lower profile vegetation can be really helpful. So guys, this is a great example of what I was describing. Just some pop of color and some definition to add some layering in the front is just a really great.
It looks like it travels around back.
Yeah.
I love the way it seems like a river that goes around your house.
We've been and we might talk about that in the back because we've been talking about water mitigation in our neighborhood. So I think Ellen might share some more details once we get into the back.
So yeah, they put up this whole area here too, and all of this edging that comes up high to make it feel like, you know, this had a railing all around it, and it felt really like a balcony, but on the ground level, and so they kind of extended the ground to make it so you don't fall off the edge.
That's great.
But yeah.
And this gate and fence work, was this all done by Seedling as well?
Yes,
Okay.
it was. It was all.
And I want to show some of the metal work on the edging, sort of the foundation of it. So it's beautiful woodwork, but some really nice, this metal working is really popular right now and trendy. We talked about it.
It's raw steel that will rust and corrode and oxidize over time and give that nice, you know, kind of orangey brown color.
Oh, I love that.
I love that.
Okay, all right, here it is.
Wow. Wow. I've got this. You tell us what's happening in the middle of your yard.
Yeah, so when we first moved in, we had a little bit of flooding when it rained really hard in our master bedroom, which is on the far side
Can
over
you
here.
tell us again? It was called Little Bit.
What?
It was a lot. I bet.
Well, it was a wet floor in our bedroom.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was before the carpet went in when we were renovating.
And as you can see, like in parts, our neighborhood, we all get it. We're a little hilly over here, so oftentimes when neighbors create new water flow in their backyard with gates or fences or pools or decks, it can lead to water running off and draining in a variety of different ways.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. So yeah, the water kind of comes down the hill and was kind of being directed right into that back corner of our house. And so before we had the real artistic landscaping done, we had this kind of dry creek bed made so that all of the water that comes out of Valerie's yard can get funneled directly down to the street and down to the creek.
I'm going to just do a little close-up because I think I visit a lot of houses, and this is, people often ask, what can I do to mitigate or to, put something.
Is there a French drain or anything under this?
No, this is just grading. That's it. That's really funneling. So we just kind of graded a little bit away from the house, and it works.
Beautiful
It's low
edging.
enough. Yeah.
So-
Again with those huge limestone rocks.
Yes.
Those are gorgeous.
I'm lucky that they didn't give me a line item of those because I'm afraid that I grew up on a farm in Indiana where boulders, come from the field.
Yeah.
But
These are
Not used to paying for them.
Yeah.
yeah.
I really just wanted to show everyone this, and thank you so much again for inviting us over to share in the discovery in your process, because this is exactly what I'm describing for a lot of neighbors. You see, she talked about Valerie's lot, water just, kind of slopes all the way down here, and I'm often describe just creating a little bit of a river rock in your backyard, and they've created this great sort of definition area landscaping with mulch on this side, with some beautiful accent plants up here on the higher part, and then down here we've got the crossover into the grass. Tell us a little bit about the grass that you chose.
Yeah, so this is a zoysia that we ended up choosing. We thought about, and if you are in a position where you need to plant from seed, I like the Wildflower Center has a mix that's like a mix of different buffalo grasses.
Oh.
That's all native, and it was very soft, and it's meant to be a little bit longer than this.
Mm-hmm.
The zoysia is also very soft, and we needed for this project, we just needed to have sod instead of waiting on seed to grow. So
Yes.
that was what was available, and it is really comfortable. It's important to me as someone who grew up in the Midwest to be able to go barefoot.
And you said the magic word, because zoysia grass is actually advertised as walking barefoot, comfortable, carpet in your backyard.
Yep.
And I've seen a lot of people, and I was just exploring another house in the neighborhood that had this in, and it looked absolutely stunning, that I'm thinking that that's maybe the direction I need to go in my backyard.
Yeah.
See, we all inspire each other. Neighbors helping neighbors. That's sort of...
And I love your lovely lighting and shade. It's about to be shade season.
Yes.
So this is really intriguing.
Yes. So what Seedlings did is they actually designed this patio and put down the stones. These are not mortared in at all, so they're just on road base. And they actually installed all these posts so that we could purchase these sun sails and lights and hang them, and we can kind of rearrange them depending on what time of year it is, whether they be up or down on the lower.
Super interesting that they did 2 holes.
Yeah.
I'm just fascinated.
It
Wonderful
really turned out
geometry.
well.
Well, I liked what you're saying. Different times of the year or different needs that you have options now. So it looks like this is the same metal that's in the fencing posts.
Yeah, it's
so we've got a
exactly the
theme
same.
going. We also, instead of having a deck or the river rocks, we have a little bit more of a uniform stone patio. And you said they're not mortared in; they're just
This is
free floating.
actually natural stone, which is wild to me. I don't believe it. It's not concrete or poured. It's actually cut out of a quarry.
Wow. And I'm just showing you sort of if you can see the different clips, there's 2 of them. So you've got different options to put shades up. And I see sometimes these shades will fade over time in sun. So it's nice that you have different, you can get new ones, change different colors, angles as you need with entertaining. And we've been seeing these popular chairs. We saw them last week when we were visiting Victoria's house.
Costco chairs.
Well, I didn't realize. Well, she said they were. Did she say she got them at whatchamacallit? At was it IKEA?
I think so. Yeah.
So this is. I mean, I've got to be honest. This is what I call the super cheap backyard improvement in terms of adding some sort of fire pit, whether it's a chimney or one of those fire pits that you get online or at Costco or Lowe's. Everyone's looking for a fire pit these days, and
This
everyone's
is
looking
beautiful.
for an area to put lights. So I often talk with clients about, I need to put some posts. And I actually like the metal. Over the wood. Mm-hmm. I think this is a sturdier.
It's a little bit of a less obtrusive. I think that the wood. We've had some problems with rotting in the past of different posts and stuff, and so it's just really a thinner option.
I really like the metal. Any other discoveries that you had throughout the process? Or do you feel even comfortable sharing the price point that this type of project, as other neighbors are looking to?
So, what I'll share is that we actually have lived in the neighborhood since 2015. We owned a house over on Indian Head, closer to Breaker. And the reason we were able to do this project is because we sold that house. And basically the profits from that have gone back into this house because this is where we want to live, and we wanted to make it, where we want to live instead of where we want to sell. And so that was really
That's a nice touch.
And like I was saying this on the last videos, that people in this neighborhood, because we were visiting with Victoria last week, and the house that she bought, those owners moved to another house in the neighborhood. Once people discover this neighborhood, right, they don't want to leave it. And so I think hopefully this weekly session is about how do we help each other maximize our improvements so that we can accomplish our goals together.
Yeah.
So if, again, you don't have to tell us, but like the details, but if someone's trying to save for this, or is it like roughly how much would someone need to tackle?
It was not 6 figures, but it was a lot of money.
Okay.
But from what we've been hearing about seedlings, like you can start small and maybe start with front yard or backyard or just the deck.
They gave us so many options for doing it in phases, or if we even wanted to take on things ourselves and stuff like that. They were really willing to work with whatever we wanted to do. Of course, we have a toddler, and so we had a baby at the time, and we were just like, I don't want to do anything. You do it all. but that was a privileged, position that we were in at the time. And so I think that, they gave us a ton of options and they really want to work with you and really make something that's fits the area and fits your house. It really showed.
Well, just, to let folks know, like Beth and I have no connection to Seedlings other than we've seen their sign out a lot. And the other day, your mother-in-law allowed us to kind of peek in, and I was shocked at what I saw. And then we met another neighbor, Anya, who was out and about, and she was saying, "Oh, I've peeked through the, like this is, once people start doing creative projects, it really does inspire your neighbors to do things." And anyway, I'm repeating myself. Yeah. Anya was the one that recommended a company called an online app called YardZen. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of that, yes.
So maybe if you're kind of just in the early stages of exploring, like, what do I want to do in my backyard or front yard? Go on to that website and just start tinkering around, because I suspect if Seedlings offers different levels of projects that you could begin with or price points, YardZen might be able to help you kind of determine how much or how little I can do. Okay, so Ellen, you mentioned inside of house. We're not going to ask for that today, but maybe another time.
Yeah, no, that would be
like our March 20th.
Oh yes, March 20th. We are doing a property tour.
Ooh.
We decided instead of Beth and I going around and knocking on people's doors and surprising them, no one wants that. No one's prepared for that anymore post-COVID. On the 20th, we're going to do a little caravan. We're going to meet down at the trailhead, and hopefully we need volunteers. Do you have a backyard like Ellen's? Even if you have like a little corner or a little garden that you worked on that you think other people might learn something from, let us know if you'd like to have your house on the property tour, even if it's a house that you haven't done anything to, like my yard, and you want other neighbors to come and share ideas. We are still working on our outdoor, and this is the perfect time of the year where it's the non-weather weather, even though there's allergy stuff. But it's easier to work outside. March 20th, once I post this video on Nextdoor and Facebook, let us know if you'd like your house to be on the property tour. We're just kind of driving around and visiting folks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Ellen.
I
But if you
appreciate
have
it.
like a kitchen or something, we're
I
focusing.
do. We have a ton of before and after stuff inside when I tidy it up a little
Okay.
bit.
Oh yes. Well, we're focusing on outdoor now,
but-
but maybe in the future, once we kind of focus on interior, maybe we could come back and talk about your favorite inside project.
I will say though, I wish we had done this a lot sooner, just in term, or done something a lot sooner, because living in Austin, you just want to spend time outside, and we weren't really able to or comfortable to until this year, and so I'm so happy we
that is the number one thing that I hear with sellers that I work with when we're prepping the home for the market. When it's all beautiful, they're like, I wish I had done this years ago. So we might not be able to take on this much of a project, but I know that you've sparked some creative ideas on how people might be able to tackle this on their own without a company if that expense is not available.
Yeah.
Thanks, Daisy and Betsy and Joe. We've got some audience members over here today watching.
Somebody was making noises. Betsy, did you figure it all out? Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
I have not seen bubbles packaged like this.
okay. Well, I'll come over and say, sorry.
It's okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
This is a longer video today, but we appreciate you. Have a
Bye.
great start to March.
There you go.